nandito kami ngayon sa National Museum of Anthropology! At the Anthropology Building, you will see many antique things that has significance to our history. The exhibit will walk you through the life of our ancestors. You will see equipment and tools they used for survival and livelihood. And you will also get a glimpse of the old tradition, like for instance, the sculpted head of dead showing their expressions, and last but not the least, the manunggul jar that serves as a secondary burial jar and where they reburied the bones of the deceased.
Manunggul jar. The manunggul jar is one of the most important example of funerary pottery in the Philippines that depicts the people's early maritime orientation and the beliefs of afterlife. The manunggul jar was declared a national cultural treasure for its amazing artistry and portrayal of prehistoric beliefs of ancient Filipinos.
So as you can see in these pictures, these are the weapons that is being used to protect themselves in the first or the early year.
This is the entrance spears, mat, and basket as container can be used in costume. Among the mats from the National Ethnographic Collection, featured in this case, the oldest gathered from the field research is a 1946 Tagmanoa mat from the late anthropologist Harold Conklin. The most recent are those collected last year from the weavers from Samatawi-Tawi and Basay Samar who came to the NMA to give weaving demonstrations. It is also featured the largest basket in the National Ethnographic Collection Bubu Bisaya Fish Trap at L 222 x D 68 cm and the Bokag Tagalog Rice Storage H 150 x D 200 cm. It also displayed the smallest Boon-Boon Hanunu Brittle Chew container H2 x D 0.5 cm. Each stripe measures 0.1 cm. This project is in partnership with the Office of Senator Loren de Garda.
So ayun guys, tapos na kami sa National Museum of Anthropology. Ang next naman namin na destination is National Museum of Fine Arts. Tama ba?
So, National Museum of Fine Arts. The National Museum of Fine Arts is home to 29 galleries and hallway exhibitions comprising of 19th century Filipino masters, national artists, leading modern painters, sculptors, and printmakers.
The Spoliarium of Juan Luna is one of the famous painting by a Filipino painter. Many people would go to National Museum just to see this masterpiece. If you don't have any idea about the famous Spoliarium of Juan Luna, or if it sounds familiar to you, then maybe this clip from the movie Alone Together would help.
Ang Spoliarium ay naging inspirasyon din ng iba't ibang works of literature and art. Ang Eraserheads, meron silang kanta na ang pamagat ay Spolarium.
The Spoliarium is located at the first floor of National Museum of Fine Arts building. The painting is definitely an eye-catcher. It is an oil-on-canvas painting with the size of 4.22 meters by 7.675 meters. You will be astonished once you are in front of this painting. This painting symbolizes the despair and countless deaths of Filipinos during the Spanish reign. Another thing, even though you don't have any interest with this kind of things, once you saw this masterpiece of Juan Luna, you will definitely love it and you will understand why it gathers so much attention.
So in this painting, this is the artwork of Juan Luna. And the girl in that painting is called Loling. So that is all.
This is made in the National Museum of Fine Arts. This artwork is called the Barca de Acheronte, in English as the Boat of Charon or Charon's Boat. It is an 1887 oil on canvas and allegorical painting by the award-winning Filipino painter Felix Resurreccion Hidalgo. The work was a gold medalist during the Exposition General de las Filipinas in Madrid.
It is one of the famous sculpture of Guillermo Tolentino, Da Diwata, circa 1950s reinforced concrete. This is a sculpture of a winged fairy that welcomes visitors to the hall. This was created after Guillermo Tolentino's return from his studies in the US and Europe.
This picture entitled Rape and Massacre in Ermita, artwork by Diosdado M. Lorenzo. On this photo shows how much violence the Japanese did to the Filipino people. It depicts a typical scenario during World War II, where Imperial Japanese soldiers attacked a Filipino home in Ermita. Lorenzo showed with harrowing clarity how Filipino men were slain, women were raped, and helpless children were orphaned when Japanese soldiers attacked.
This is the Man with the Rooster, artwork of Vicente Manansala. The message of this artwork has depict a nation in transition, an illusion to the new culture brought by the Americans.
The Battle of Mactan by Elmer Borlongan, a mural created to commemorate the 500th anniversary of the victory of Lapu-Lapu in the Battle of Mactan Island. According to Elmer Borlongan, he came up with an idea to paint Lapu-Lapu and the Battle of Mactan to debunk the myth of what really happened in that particular event. The mural will be displayed at the National Museum until May 2022 and will be toured for a year to Regional National Museum in Ilocos, Iloilo, and Zamboanga.
This painting is called The Parisian Life. It is painted by Juan Luna in 1892. This painting proves that Juan Luna is an indefatigable painter of women. This picture we see Juan Luna de San Juan Pedro Inovicio Ancheta. He was a Filipino painter, sculptor, and a political activist of the Philippine Revolution during the late 19th century. He became one of the first recognized Filipino.
So ayun guys, tapos na kami sa National Museum of Fine Arts. At ngayon, ang destination naman namin ay uwian na. Thank you!
널 보고 있으면 막이 baby 너를 위한 멜로디 yeah 네가 늦으니까 잘 들어봐 play it 널 보고 있으면 막이 baby 너를 위한 멜로디 yeah 네가 늦으니까 잘 들어봐 play it baby 네 덕분에 쏟아지는 아이디어 가뭄에 비오던 네가 내게 있어 pressure 조금 섰던 내 표현 너를 빌려